About 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with water, and 3% of it is actually fresh water that is fit for human consumption. There are millions of people all over the world who are suffering as a result of the water crisis we face today. Water scarcity is the lack of sufficient available water resources to meet the demands of water usage within a region, whether it is because of natural reasons or poor water management resources. Water scarcity already affects every continent and around 2.8 billion people around the world at least 1 month out of every year. More than 1.2 billion people lack access to clean drinking water, and there are millions of people across this globe who spend their entire day searching for it. Yet people who have access to safe, clean drinking water take it for granted and don't use it wisely. The crisis must be addressed in order to protect the human rights of our fellow citizens of Earth. What you need to know about the water crisis. In this video, we're going to discuss the causes, the impact, and the possible solutions to the water crisis.
The main causes of water scarcity are the overuse of wasting of water, pollution of water, conflict in surrounding areas, and distance between people and water sources.
Water overuse is a huge issue that a lot of people are dealing with. It may be overused on people, animals, land, for any number of things. It may also be used for recreational activities without any care about the effects that it may have on the world around them. This contributes to water scarcity worldwide.
Water pollution is a huge problem, especially when you're looking at areas that don't necessarily have a good sewage system. Pollution can be anything from oil to carcasses to chemicals and to fecal matter. No matter what it is, it creates a lot of issues for the people who may need to use it and make for less safe drinking water worldwide.
If there is conflict over an area of land, it may be difficult to access the water that is located there. In worst-case scenarios, people can end up dying if they try to access the water in these areas due to the violence, especially against women. Distance and location is a huge factor too. There are a number of areas throughout the entire world that deal with water scarcity because they just aren't close enough to any water that is drinkable.
It is not too long ago when the main source of drinking water in our homes was straight from the tap of our sinks. It all seems so nostalgic now, as bottled water has been marketed so successfully that it is virtually everywhere we look, in homes, offices, airplanes, restaurants, and sporting events all over the world. The issue lies in the cost we pay for bottled water. The average North American spends nearly 300 times the cost of the equivalent amount of tap water just to get bottled water that is no more safe than regulated clean water most have access to. Consider Nestle pays only $3.17 for every million liters they extract from a well, makes roughly 2,162,162 on the same amount. It is estimated that actually 3 liters of water is used to package 1 liter of bottled water. This is not only wasteful in a world with a water availability problem, but also contributes to pollution through poor recycling processes and fossil fuel pollution in production.
The water crisis has a huge impact, including the lack of access to drinking water, hunger, lack of education, disease, sanitation issues, and poverty. 1 in 10 lack access to safe water, and 1 in 3 schools globally lack access to safe water and adequate sanitation. Sub-Saharan Africa alone loses 40 billion hours per year collecting water, and 64% of households rely on women to get the family's water when there is no water source in the home.
The biggest problem that happens when you have water scarcity is that people are not able to get fresh, clean drinking water. The human body can only go so long without water, and a lack of drinking water can result in dehydration, illness, and death. If there is not enough water that can be used to water crops, then you are going to have people that are going hungry. Animals will also die, which will result in a lack of meat as well. Water scarcity, in short, causes starvation to occur en masse for both people and animals that are located in the area. If you don't have clean water access, then you will be more likely to get diseases from the water that you do have. Whether you're drinking the water or using it for bathing, those diseases will get into the body, and in a number of cases, the people carrying those diseases can pass away.
Water scarcity makes it difficult for people to get the education that they need or that they deserve, mainly because those children are too sick to go to school or they're helping to get water to the home and the family. Without access to clean water, there's no way to clean food, dishes, or people. And when people are not given the access to proper sanitation, disease ends up becoming much more of an issue than it would have been otherwise. It also causes mental health issues like depression and anxiety. All in all, people who are dealing with water scarcity are often stuck in poverty as well. These people are not able to get the resources that they need in order to be able to thrive, and instead are just barely surviving through these difficult times. Here are a few of the shocking consequences of these water-related issues. The water crisis is so significant that the World Economic Forum announced in January of 2015 that it was the #1 global risk based on impact to society.
Every morning, I'm up before the sun. Three times a day, I walk 2 miles to fetch water for my sister, my grandmother, and me. While I walk, I dream of going to school. I dream of becoming a doctor. My name is Violet and I'm Zambian.
Zambia is my home, and I know how deeply it is hurting. Every day, more than 1,600 children under the age of 5 die from diarrhea caused by unsafe drinking water. That's more than AIDS and malaria combined.
Abona amatari kosoma nabona amajisoma tari ko kuntuka bugote otumubiri wonse tari kukuteka me mulo ponya ndagala ubete tukuputokire tufai ponya ndagala bakoma woni bunka kamba kula hamana hiwoni Zumba wini zifrun famu tefila baba enshi batirete hame ya soma chitoa kwa tajabu Madam Wadre Kalipa. Chuo fonda that's a picture. It a sound big.
Now let's talk about some of the ways to solve the global water crisis. Some solutions include improving and building sanitation systems, increasing accessibility such as wells, improving farming practices, protecting water from pollution worldwide, and educating youth.
Building wells in third world countries that cannot access clean water without covering long distances or risking danger from surrounding conflict can provide a safe option to many. Every well built can change the lives of hundreds, and the cost is so minimal, especially when hand-built by foreign volunteers and locals.
It is important to protect fresh water from pollution worldwide, as we already pollute vast amounts of water globally, especially in impoverished countries with minimal options. People from all over the world need to appeal to big governments to take notice of this violation of the human right to water and create effective laws and agreements to make real change. Global cooperation is key to solving the water crisis. Deepika Kurup and Michael Pritchard invented the solar-powered water purifier and a lifesaver water bottle, respectively. Both sanitation methods can effectively clean drinking water without the financial or environmental cost of delivering water to the places that need them the most. Overall, improving sanitation systems in these countries is extraordinarily important, but these two ingenious inventions provide great short-term options.
Farming and irrigation are often a huge culprit when it comes to water scarcity. Because of that, we need to improve practices so that we don't use as much water, and those who are using water are using it to its fullest potential.
By educating those who are not dealing with water scarcity, they can be in a position to help. Those who are dealing with it can get educated on how they can prevent the problem from becoming even worse in the future. And the more people care, especially youth, the greater the impact will be when trying to get government support.
You're probably wondering where the funding would come from. Let's look at the net profit of world bottled water companies. Enlisting the help of these companies and governments would provide more than enough funds to make a big difference. But as we stated earlier, it would require cooperative, advocating citizens of the USA, Canada, and other big developed countries, laws and agreements to be written and signed, and thought out plans of action for governments and big water corporations to follow.
Here are some cost examples to cleaning rivers as water sources and to cleaning water in the USA. Diverting funds. If bottled water companies use just half of their net profits to fund solutions around the world, the water crisis could be solved in no time. Add this with government support and government funding, we could be well on our way to making a huge global change. Here are small ways you can help. Buy a Brita filter, use tap water, buy less bottled water, and take shorter showers. Wash dishes instead of using dishwashers. Turn off taps when you don't need them, and cut down on meat and dairy consumption. Mitigating the water crisis will make a huge impact globally. When students are freed from gathering water, they return to class. With proper and safe toilets, girls stay in school through their teenage years. Fewer people will fall ill to water-related illnesses, and there will be more food security as less crop fail, leading to reduced hunger. Access to water can break the cycle of poverty. These communities are ready to grow and have so much to offer society on a global and local scale.
World Vision has launched the most ambitious water program of its kind.
Can you tell her? Yeah, this is hard.
And is now reaching a new person with clean water every 30 seconds. Through their love and generosity, private donors have pledged to match every dollar donated to the fight for clean water. Join World Vision as they strive to change the lives of children forever.
I just want to become a nurse.
Tangira teach come nursing.
Become a part of someone's story.
Thanks for watching!